Trump. You know, people have yelled things. I was at a rally once, I'm almost positive it was in Las Vegas, where someone yelled gun and the president, at that time, Kennedy.
Look at that. He's still fighting. Breaking news. Donald Trump has blood all over his face. And he's still fighting. Has his fists up. Wow, that's a good amount of blood on his face. Breaking news. Trump was just allegedly shot. They don't know for sure unless somebody threw a rock at his head and got him right at the ear and it made a loud popping sound at the same time. Allegedly, that's the case. But it sounds like he got shot in the ear. Talk about 1 inch. 1 inch possibly away from being gone. And now, breaking news, they're looking at everything going on. See, the Secret Service is throwing all their barricades and protections.
Of course, across the political spectrum, hoping and making sure that the former president is okay, and congratulating law enforcement, like Hakeem Jeffrey said, for their sort of decisive response. I can tell you that here on the White House campus, Secret Service very tight-lipped, which is their standard posture. They don't talk to us about security protocol. That's a part of their protocol to keep their plans to themselves. That's a part of how they keep presidents safe. The White House campus is not on lockdown. There are still tours going on, as is often the case on the weekends. I can tell you they've pushed back the perimeter at the White House. There's not protesters or tourists walking on Pennsylvania Avenue, but that happens from time to time, and the Secret Service would not confirm that they did that in response.
So supposedly he got shot. They still got tours going on in the area with people. But Secret Service is doing their thing right now, and it's ongoing right now. They put a post on X saying that something has occurred, but loud popping sound, blood on his ear, blood on his face, getting airlifted away.
Does not normally talk to us about their plans, how they work to keep the president safe, and at this point they are being very tight-lipped about what happened.
Yeah, that, again, unclear exactly what the heightened protocol is, but we definitely know that when an incident like this happens across the board, we see changes made to law enforcement and additional protections to some of the people who they deem might be vulnerable in a moment like this. Let's go back to Rachel Scott, who's still there in Pennsylvania.
Right,
Rachel, I understand you've been speaking with people who are at the rally with you.
Yeah, and these two Trump supporters are just making their way out. Tell me what you saw and what you heard. You said that you heard the popping sounds and you got down.
Sounds. At first you think like maybe firecrackers, but it continued, and then somebody yelled, "Get down!" We got down, and we huddled and we started praying, and we just started praying, and thank God, a little while later we got up. When we saw other people get up, we saw Trump get up, raise his fist like I'm okay, and we kept praying. We kept praying, but I got a birthday card to Trump his birthday Flag Day, and right before I said I got a card to him. Security was going to give it to him here, and it in the card it said that George Washington.
So you kept praying, and what about you? How did you feel when you heard those sounds? What did you do?
I felt really bad. I'm worried about our grandchildren. What kind of life are they going to have if this goes on, if people don't have the right to say what they want?
You told me that you were near the very front. You weren't very far.
So you see on the right side the pictures, what's going on right there.
And
you got down, you said you got down immediately?
Secret Service vehicle.
Yeah, everybody yelled, "Get down." My daughter-in-law, Lisa, she said for us to hurry up and get down. And she called her husband because he was standing right by the pool, and he got down also. We were just, it's a scary situation when someone does something like that.
God.
I mean, you don't have our, you don't, how can I say it? You have to have God in your heart to be able to have freedom and everything. But
there's going to be people. There's going to be people on the right saying, "Thank God he survived. Thank God he's okay." By an inch, by 1 inch, he survived. There's going to be people all these crazy liberals on the left, they're going to start saying, oh, damn, 1 inch away and they missed. 1 inch away and they didn't get him. They had their chance and they lost their chance. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people on the left, a lot of hate of people saying they had their chance. They wanted him gone and they were hoping it was gone and they prayed for him to be gone. No. There's going to be a lot of hate now. There's going to be a lot of protection for him. And if anything, they sealed it. He is going to have a lot more support. He's going to be fighting back, fists up in the air. If anything, this is going to cause much more division in the country.
If one another is okay. This is a crowd that's still visibly shaken up. And I think that she made a really good point, Whit, because at these rallies, the former president's podium is not far away from the crowd. Donald Trump is someone who loves a big crowd. He loves these rallies. He wants to feel his supporters very close to him. And so those pops were very ringing for a lot of those Trump supporters that were there. We all heard them. Our press riser was not very far off as well. And then immediately everyone just took cover until we were able to finally get up and leave that area with.
Rachel Scott, once again, and while we don't know exactly what happened, we do know for sure it was a frightening and chaotic moment for all the people who were there, and Rachel bringing that to us from those witnesses who were in the crowd, talking about getting down on the ground and praying and hoping for the best. Let's bring in our ABC News contributor, Reince Priebus, of course, former head of the RNC, also former chief of staff under former President Trump. And Reince, just your take on these images and what you're seeing today and what people within the Trump campaign are telling you now. Reince Priebus, this is Whit in New York. Can you hear me? All right, forgive us for having some technical difficulties as we're trying to reach Reince Priebus. Let's go back to John Carl once again.
All right, well, they're going to have much more. Look at that right there, fist up in there. So there's going to have a lot more updates. I'll touch base on this later on, but this is going to create a lot more support for him. And he's going to have, if we thought the rallies he had up to now were big, his rallies are about to become more massive. This only grew his following, grew his protection, grew his support. Things are about to get crazy. All right, see you on the next one.